Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is just going to be a quick life update with some really big news. I am moving. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you already saw where I said I was moving to Charleston, South Carolina. I lived in Greenville, South Carolina for 10 years of my life. At the time, I was pretty ambivalent towards it. I came from a much bigger everything in New Hampshire and moved to South Carolina, where my house was smaller, my yard was smaller, my friend group was smaller. It kind of bummed me out, plus I was a teenager, so that just bummed me out in general. I pretty much missed it from the year after I moved to now. So it's kind of interesting how it went down. My ex-husband and I had always planned on moving. We had always planned to move to the Carolinas or somewhere where there was a beach. We kind of went back and forth on Seattle or maybe Maine for a while, but definitely the Carolinas was always at the top of our list. And that was always our plan when we were together. But when we got a divorce, we actually had it written into the divorce as well that we would move at the same time so that neither of us had to be states away from Leo. One thing after another kind of fell into place and we are now moving. He bought a house down there, I leased an apartment. We are going to be moving the beginning of May. At least I will be. I don't really know when he's moving, but it should be within like a week or two of that. I have made that drive so many times. For a long time my parents were down there, and so I would drive down to visit them 2, 3, 4 times a year depending on what was going on. And then after that, I actually had an all-natural health consultant doctor that was down there, so I was driving down 4 times a year for that. In the past few years, my parents have actually moved to New Hampshire, where I grew up. So I haven't made the drive quite as often, but I know everything about that drive. I know where you better pray that it's a certain time of day so that the sun isn't blinding you for the next hour. I know where you need to have an empty bladder and a full gas tank because there isn't a gas station for about 50 to 100 miles in certain spots. I know where you lose cell reception. I know where the last Starbucks is in between Kentucky and Asheville, North Carolina. Richmond to Asheville. There's no Starbucks in between there. There might be one, but it's like hard to get to and like a massive detour, so don't bother. It's gonna feel really good to be home. With that comes a lot of uncertainty. I have to switch insurance. I have to switch doctors. So far, my rheumatologist said that she could refill any meds that I need from here, which is really helpful. She can just send it down to a pharmacy down there. However, with certain things, I just need to have a doctor there. She can't technically see me if I'm down there because her license is only in Indiana. So even if it's telehealth, she can't do it. I think back to the day I moved to South Carolina the first time. I was 10 years old. I was leaving everything I knew and loved. I was leaving my grandparents. I was leaving a very extensive friend group and family support system to move with my 5 brothers and sisters down to a place where it was hot and sticky and everybody was nice. And I don't know if you know me that well, but I'm pretty nice now. I wasn't as a kid. I took pride in being genuine over being nice, and that meant that I was pissed off a lot of the time, like a lot of the time. My family had nicknames. You can ask my mom. I am so excited to give my little boy the gift of growing up in the South. I loved growing up in the South, even when I hated it. And I feel infinitely lucky that Leo's dad is gonna come too, and we're just all gonna be down there, and it's gonna be an amazing situation. Added to that, I don't have a job down there yet. I have an apartment, I have some promising interviews coming up, which I'm hoping to go really well, and that's about it. I doubt I'll actually do a YouTube video to duct tape you to the wall to update you on the job situation. I'll probably mention it at the beginning of another video if I actually get a job. I mean, when I get a job, because I'm going to, obviously. But I do have a few weeks off in between now and then, and I hope to pack up the house and also spend some time working on my YouTube and my Etsy because that is my creative space and I absolutely love it. The apartment that Leo and I got is 30 minutes out from the beach. It has a pool that is open in the summertime, and it is backed up right next to a city park. We're going to be in West Ashley, Charleston, which I'm so excited about. It's exactly where I wanted to live. And I'm so excited for all the opportunities coming my way. Some I don't even know about yet. So I think it's going to be a really good change. Well, that's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out and tuning in. I really appreciate you guys following along to this crazy adventure. I'm excited, nervous, scared, all those things that upset your stomach a little bit. That's where I am. I'm like upset stomach excited. All right, guys. See ya.